everybody, and welcome to Against the Fence, where this is the place to be if you're obsessed and passionate about the UFC. And today we're joined with Trevin Giles. He's 15 wins and 4 losses. He's 6-4 in the UFC. Trains out of War Training Center in Tomball, Texas. I hope I've said that right. And he's currently got a fight booked against Preston Parsons at UFC San Antonio in March 25th. Trevin, how are you doing, my man? Thanks for coming on.
I'm good, man. Appreciate you having me.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. It's this is like I said to you just a sec ago. It's the first solo Q&A, and I think we've done multiple Q&As with several different fighters. Chris Curtis, Adrian Yanez, and Nathaniel Wood, and Frankie Edgar, just to name a few. But thanks for joining once again. We'll kick things off, of course. Happy New Year.
Same to you. Appreciate it. It's starting off good.
I know, it's starting off good. You're the first fighter on the channel in 2023, which is feels good. Nice. And of course, hopefully we see you again after this Q&A if things all go well. Are you into like New Year's resolutions at all?
Somewhat. Not really. I feel like I'm always kind of goal building, and trying to figure out what the next move is. So I almost do that all year, so I don't.
Yeah, I could get that.
Sort of, if somebody asks me, I can just spit something out. But I mean, I'm always trying to work on something.
Yeah, I mean, like for me personally, I guess unless you're an athlete, if you're not an athlete, for example, usually these things kind of last like a matter of weeks, right? I'm going to quit drinking, I'm going to tone it down on smoking and things like that. But let's be honest, we last at least a couple of weeks on those things, right?
Right. That's true.
So you're 10 weeks away from your fight. Have you started your training camp, and have you looked at your opponent's skill set yet, or have you just been sort of focused in on the things that you bring to the table?
I wouldn't say I really started training camp just yet. I don't want to peak too early or anything like that, but we're kind of slowly, just slowly getting into it. I've looked at them a little bit, not too much. Like I say, I'm kind of slowly. Once fighting camp starts, that's when a bunch of the film watching and all that other stuff will start happening. But for right now, it's just getting into my mindset and then slowly working my way into fight camp.
All right. So you just said you done film on him, right?
No, not yet.
I
did a little bit. I've watched just a little bit. Usually whenever I get a name on a contract or something, or my manager send me, a possible opponent, I look at them. I might watch like highlights of a fight or something just because, and be like, yeah, all right. I mean, I know I'm going to accept it anyway, just to see, exactly who they're talking about giving me.
Okay. So there's nothing that you can kind of pick out of his game that you could say that you could exploit as such, just yet.
I mean, the guy looks like a good fighter. He's got grappling stuff, but he also has some decent striking. I feel like he's poised in the striking from what I've seen, the little bit of film that I've seen. But yeah, it should be a good fight. I'm excited for it. It's going to be in Texas. I don't get to fight in Texas often, so it'll be good.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's exactly. Not too far away from you. Would you say this is like the shortest journey perhaps you've made for a fight, or other than the local circuit?
Well, no, yeah, because I mean I've had one UFC fight here in Houston, so that obviously I'm not really going anywhere for that. And then, but outside of the city, yeah, that'll be the closest, San Antonio.
Okay, so yes, I mean, my geography of the US is a little bit off. I know little bits, but I can't really like pinpoint. I couldn't tell you where.
You're probably better than me.
Never, no way. Now, your last fight was against a wrestler, and you fought a few in your career already. What style suits your style the best, you reckon?
What do you mean? Like who? What do you mean?
Like in terms of like a wrestler or more of a jiu-jitsu player, or like a straight up Muay Thai specialist, or
like who do I beat the easiest?
Yeah. Who do you find more comfortable with?
Man, I can only really speak on my experience as far as the guys that I've fought so far, and I would say that like those guys that are strictly grapplers, because I mean, and when I mean grapplers, I mean jujitsu, right?
Mm.
Usually wrestlers, they're kind of the thing about wrestlers, they're kind of they're strong guys, right?
Yeah.
Wrestling is not easy, right? Like,
Mm.
so they're strong. They don't have to have the best boxing or anything, but if they hit you, they can lay you out, you
Yeah.
know? So they can get you kind of worried about what they're going to do on the feet and with the takedowns, you know? So I feel like right now wrestlers are kind of where it's at right now. That's kind of where the sport is kind of trending to, you know, with Khabib and all these guys, right? They're starting to wrestle and be able to hold people down. But like I said, they also got some punching power. So those guys are generally they're tough and they've got mental toughness, right? But
Yeah.
for me, I guess the jujitsu players, because they're limited, right?
Mm.
Like, and usually their stand up kind of looks the most funky, right? Like, and they're not the biggest hitters either, right? So it's like they're gonna try to grab you and take you down. So I mean, your job is to make it as hard as you can for them and light them up on the way in. So I would say a jujitsu guy
Jiu-jitsu.
would be the easiest. The
Yeah.
strictly jujitsu guy
Mm.
would be easy to beat for me.
All right. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Oh, I like that. Yeah. You've ooh, this one's a little bit different. Every fighter has a different reason for why they chose fighting. I'm interested to get your opinions on this and your thoughts. You know, because some thrive to kind of be a champion, some love to just kind of throw down with like another human being, and some just, you know, think it's a perfect avenue to kind of set up other business ventures. But why did you choose fighting, and what kind of stood out for you?
So the last one you said, as far as business ventures, is where I'm at now.
Okay.
But starting it, I didn't. For me, it wasn't about. Honestly, I didn't really want to fight like that. Like, I just came in to do something different, kind of, right? Like, I was playing football at first in college, and then it led to me coming and working out in the gym just to get more cardio and stuff, and to be in another kind of shape. Then I kind of just stuck with mixed martial arts, and then naturally I kind of like to compete. I'm a competitor, and I wondered if I could beat people, and started beating people, and then kept doing it. You know, so but now, I mean, I feel like I've matured in my mind. At first, it was more about being being a fighter, right? Being somebody that is admired, right? Like, you can look at this guy and be like, whoa, this guy, you know, he's a fighter, right? Like, he's this, he's that, right? Like, just to have people think of me a certain way. That's initially that felt good, you
Mm.
know, but now it's just like, okay, well, to me, it's not that big a deal, right? You fight, right? I mean, everybody's good at whatever they do. Usually somebody's good at whatever aspect they kind of gravitate to in life. So to me, it wasn't a big deal anymore now, right? Now it's about setting up for my family and creating generational wealth and stuff like that, you know? So that's where I'm at right now. Obviously, if championship contention and all that stuff comes my way, I'm more than happy with that. That's the competitor in me, you know.
Mm.
So I'm always down for that. And again, that's more money and then more opportunities to set up passive income. So that's what it's all about right now. But yeah, for the most part, it's about money. I mean, that's what I want. I want money out of the sport.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Just how a fighter's mindset changes throughout their career. You know, especially at the start. You know, like you said, like a lot of people just kind of fall into it. Some people kind of, you know, get that feeling, that energy, and that rush to just kind of throw down with another human being. But then later on, it kind of gets a little bit smarter. It's like, well, okay, maybe we need to kind of really strategize with this, and you know, like you said, look for other business opportunities, especially when kids come down the line as well. You know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. Did you have a unanimous decision win over eighth ranked Roman Dolidze? That was back in 2021. When you see Dolidze make big moves in the middleweight division, does that help fuel your motivation to go on and try and do the same, but this time in welterweight?
No, no. Man, for me, the so I guess for me, I don't really look at it like I don't look back and see wins on guys and go, oh well, yeah, this guy's ranked now, and and like let that kind of hype me up, right? I mean, when you beat somebody, you beat them. Time goes on. Some people get better, some people get worse, right? Like it's different, right? Like I've got guys that I fought there in UFC that I beat, but that was years ago. I mean, I've fought one guy that I fought was Brandon Allen. Fought
Mm.
him before the UFC, and I beat him. But if me and him get lined up again, like I would look stupid to be like, "Oh, well, I already beat you." It's like, bro, like this was outside the UFC and everything, right? Like, the guy's a whole nother
Yeah.
fighter, right? It would still be that kind of challenge. But for me, as far as watching Roman do his thing and stuff like that, like I mean, I love seeing it. Just to know, we were in there fighting before and stuff too. But no, it doesn't give me any extra motivation, man. I'm pretty self motivated. I'm motivated by my family, so that's pretty much what pushes me.
Oh, I love that. I love that, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just fascinating. Obviously, when you guys share the octagon, you kind of have this bond afterwards, right? I mean, whether it or not there is animosity going into the fight or not, it's still something that you can share. I mean, but it's good that you kind of just stay focused on you and kind of, I guess, not look back and just kind of look ahead, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, everybody's got their own journey, man, and
Mm.
a lot of these guys act like stuff is personal inside of the octagon and stuff, but we're all doing the same thing, right? Like I can't. How can I be mad at a dude that's literally doing the same shit I'm doing, right? We're all doing training camp. We're all cutting weight. We're all coming in here trying to fight and earn a check, man. I mean, I don't get what all the beef's about, but I don't know. For me, it is like you say. It's easier to just focus on me and focus on what I got going and what I have to do next.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, that's good to show. I guess it kind of follows up then, just going back to Roman Dolidze. So do you watch a lot of the fights at all, or do you just kind of, do your own thing a little bit and just kind of stick to helping the guys out in the gym and then turn up when you need to turn up on fight day?
It depends. Sometimes, like if I hear some guy that I fought is getting ready to fight, then I'll watch it. Right, like with Roman, I watch his last couple fights. Um, like I said, pretty much with anybody. If I hear, and I can miss a couple of them, but if I hear that one of my opponents that I've had in the past is fighting, I'll tune in. Other than that, usually it's just me watching big fights and stuff. I'm honestly not a huge MMA fan or UFC fan, right? Like I like to do it, I fight and stuff, but I mean, it's fun doing, right? Like it
Yeah.
was just like baseball, right? Like for me, I think baseball is very boring,
Mm.
right? But playing it is another thing. When you're playing it, it's different, right? But yeah, that's kind of how I am. So if I don't have like any kind of connection with whoever I'm watching, it's not that entertaining to me, unless they're just like really good and you can really appreciate their technique.
Mm. Yeah, it's kind of fascinating because since doing this channel, I guess from a fan's perspective, we all seem to assume that fighters are in with the loop and everything that's going on. And we spoke to Mike Davis a few it's going months back now, and we all prepared for like this whole quiz for him, and he had like no idea any of the answers. It was just
See,
hilarious.
that's the thing though, man. So some guys are like that though. I know guys that
Oh
are like
yeah.
that. One guy that I know is like that, like Alex Morono, right? Like
Oh.
we train and stuff, and whenever
Mm.
whenever we usually sitting down talking, and he'll say, "Hey, did you see such and such?" And I don't know like 90% of the people in the UFC. Like I really don't, right? So there's a lot. Even the guy, whoever you just named, I don't know who he is, and that's no disrespect to him, but I just don't follow that close into the
Yeah.
sport to know
Yeah.
things. Just
That's fair.
I'm sure there are a lot of guys that don't know who the hell I am. You know
Mm.
what I mean? Like I'm not a huge name. I'm not ranked. I'm not, any of that stuff. So I don't expect everybody to know me, But I feel like some guys they're really in it like that.
Mm.
When I'm not fighting, and I'm not in camp and stuff, I kind of keep my head clear from fighting. Like
Okay.
it's exhausting to always think about fighting, to always be looking at fighting. That doesn't make up my life fighting, right? I got other stuff going on.
Yeah. You need a break from it, of course. Yeah, no, that's pretty understandable. But then I guess I'm assuming you've seen Marvin Vettori though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you had to make a quick prediction, does Roman Dolidze beat Marvin Vettori?
I don't know, man, because the thing about it, um, if you look at Roman maybe 2 fights ago or something like that, like I think that he doesn't beat Vettori. But right now he has some momentum going. He's got confidence, and all of that plays a big role when it comes into fighting. And you got Vettori, who's he's coming off a loss. I want to say that's 2 straight for Vettori. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure.
No, I think the one before was Paulo Costa at catchweight. I think he won that one. So yeah, I think the last
he beat Costa.
Yeah.
Did he? I thought he lost it.
I swear he won that one fight. Didn't he win that fight? I mean, it was so long ago now.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know, but I think that Roman has a lot of he has a lot of momentum coming in right now. I guess just to make a quick prediction, I would say I'm going to give it to Vettori.
Yeah,
I think Vettori's pretty strong, and I think he's one of those guys that's hard to really hurt. I haven't really seen anybody really hurt him,
He's got a granite head.
And he's pretty strong on the ground, right? I mean, one thing that had me sold on Vettori, like that he's a really good fighter, was when I saw him go against fuck is his name? The Joker.
Jack Hermanson.
Yeah. And he just he just completely neutralized him, right? Like I was like, shit. I mean, Hermanson's a beast, right? Like when he's grabbing you and and all that stuff. I mean, when he neutralized him like that inside of the grappling, when Hermanson was actually attacking, that to me that was a big deal, So I think he's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for Roman to impose his will on him as far as the grappling, and it's going to be tough to hurt him on the feet. So I think Vettori takes it.
Okay, love the pick. All right. In February of last year, you resigned as a police officer at the Houston Police Department. What has this past year been like for you, not having to fulfill that duty? I'm guessing you did it so you could spend more time with the kids, right?
Yeah, so I can be around my family more, also so I can get more training in, and get a little more sleep. So it's been good, man. Being able to be able to send my boys to school and be here when they come back, and also be able to train and get my conditioning and all that other stuff, right? Because I dropped to 170. It's a lot easier than having to be out there patrolling and stuff, and then also you're driving around. It's a bunch of fast food around you everywhere. You know what I mean? So it's not the easiest thing, right? And then people are giving you discounts and all this other stuff. People will give you free stuff. It's like, it doesn't make it easy, So it's been good. It's been good, and I feel like my camps and stuff and my training has been more disciplined and easier to deal with. So it's good.
Oh, good. Yeah, I mean, you must have just so much more sort of energy, physically and mentally now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, love that. All right, okay. Let's move on to some fan questions then. We've got one from Tommy, aka the Fight Game 247, and he says, "My question for you is, what was the hardest spar you have ever had, and who was it with?"
Oh, that's a good question. I like that question. The hardest one, I would have to say, probably my boy Zachary Reese.
Okay.
Zach Reese. He's not in the UFC yet, but he's gonna be there. He's a big ass one.
Is he cooking?
Yeah, he's a big 185er, and watch. You guys will know when he gets there.
All right.
But he's pretty good. He's strong, and he's, like I said, he's big. He's tall, right? He's got a great size and a great shape for 185, and I think he's just going to be good. He's solid. He's just hard to deal with.
All right. There you go, Tommy. You know what to do next. You got to go check him out now.
Yeah. Check out that.
Absolutely.
Zach Reed.
All right. Jay, so I got one here from James MMA who says, question, who would your dream matchup be? If you had to pick one.
My dream matchup. I've never thought about that, to be honest.
It's a hard one, isn't it?
What's that?
It's a hard one, isn't it?
There are a lot of guys, man. There are a lot of guys there are a lot of guys that I respect and stuff too. You know, I think that, I mean, right now, I mean, if I could get something with, I kind of don't want to say it, but I'll just say Robbie Lawler.
Robbie Lawler, okay.
Probably with him, right? I mean, honestly, I mean, I'm not saying, you know, no disrespect to him. He's out of his prime now. But him in his prime, I think it'd be a good fight, and I think even now, right, like just fighting him now would be like it's just an honor to be in there because I've always loved watching him fight, you know, and I know he's gonna bring it, you know. So I think that'll be a fight. That'll be good. Yeah,
it's entertaining for the fans, of course. Whenever Robbie Lawler steps in there with anyone, really, and you know for sure there's a potential bonus in it if you're up against Robbie Lawler, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Ash, I'll leave yours to just a sec. We'll get to the other guys. We got John Doe says, I believe you have the fastest punches in your Trevin. I don't know what that means. Do you have? I don't know what that means. Fastest punch?
He might be speaking about my jab or something. I mean, I know I've been known to have quick hands.
Yeah,
I don't.
Might be. Or do you believe you have the fastest punches in your weight division? Sorry, that was okay. There we go. He's reiterated.
Yes, I do. I think that I think for sure my left hand is probably the fastest in my division. I wouldn't say that I've seen anybody throw a jab as fast as mine. But a lot of people don't use the jab like they should, you know, as frequent as they should. But yeah, I would say so.
Okay, all right. So we got one from Josh Barger. I think I've said that right. Apologize if I cocked your name up, buddy. But he says, looking forward to seeing you fight live in San Antonio. My question for you is, do you have any idea who the main and co-main event is going to be on the card? Ooh, there we go. We got fans.
Honestly, sorry, man. I really don't know. Yeah, that's good. He's trying to get the scoop. You know, I don't know. I don't. Right now, I don't know. Like we were talking about. Usually, I don't really look too far into anything. Right now, it's pretty far away, so I haven't really looked. But that's a good question. That's something I'm actually interested into to see who that is. I'm sure my coach probably knows it, but I don't know, man.
So yeah, I guess it's too early to kind of tell if you're main card or prelims as well, right? You don't find that out till
they do. They usually put it up like. Because usually the other UFC cards, they got all these other cards going, and then once our event is up, like, and it's like maybe like a month out or something like that, that's when they'll start like showing the card and stuff. I'll probably get the same information y'all got. I get on Google and I just start looking.
Yeah,
right? Nobody really tells me.
It's true. Yeah, and I guess it's that or just whispers around the gym. I guess people talk around it maybe. Yeah, that's crazy. I guess Ash said earlier, he says, hey, Trevin, we have had fighters on our watch-alongs before, which is very true. Unique, different experience, of course. And yeah, it's you know, if you're around for the fights, you know, we like to kind of bring fighters in, enjoy a bit of experience, you know, just watching with other people. He said before, would you be open to joining the watch-along with us? There we go. There's the question.
A watch along?
Yeah, if you're watching a future UFC card anytime or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah. If y'all hit me up or whatever, and we can sit and watch. That's cool.
Yeah, we've had a few fighters do it more now. Yeah, it's just a little bit different to obviously the questions and answers kind of thing. We might get that from people in the chats and things like that. But yeah, this is just more or less a chance for us and the fans to kind of get your take on the fights as a fighter, you know. And of course, if you are picking, some of you gamble, some of you aren't allowed anymore. But but you know, it's you know. But of course, as I said earlier, you only watch the occasional, so we'll have to time it just right. All right, okay. All right. Thanks for your chats, guys. Oh, hang on. Oh, we got one more from Chosen Wizards. Where is first place? One place / country you would love to fight. Okay, that's a good one as always.
Dude, I think I would always like to be in Madison Square Garden. I think that'd be dope. I think everybody wants to do that, you know, but I think yeah, Madison Square Garden is my you know, New York it would be great.
Yeah, it's a sort of like bucket list kind of place, really, isn't it? For any
I mean, that's where all like the hugest fights and stuff, right? Like everybody, when I hear Madison Square Garden, I start thinking about like big boxing matches and stuff, you know, all those big fights and stuff. So I feel like that's really a good place to be. To be able to tell somebody I fought in Madison Square Garden would be dope.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah, no, for sure. No, I like that. That's a top answer. Okay, let me just clear this off the screen, and we're going to go into a bit of a quick fire round. Okay, we'll try and be as quick as we can. So, how good are you with quick fire questions?
How many what?
How good are you with quick fire questions, kind of on the spot type thing?
We're about to find out.
Okay, all right. Let's head back. Let's head straight into it then. All right. Okay. First up, we got fighter or police officer.
Fighter.
Fighter. Okay. Good job. What was your first job?
Ooh, lifeguard.
Ooh. Guns or no guns?
Guns.
All right. Name something that irritates you.
Oh. I get irritated a lot by certain things. I would say being poked. I don't like being poked.
Being poked. Okay. Yeah. So that's more or less from the kids, right?
No, adults poke me. I don't know why. Like if you need to get my attention, you're tapping my shoulder. I don't like that.
Oh, okay. That's rude. Yeah. If you could star in one movie, what would it be?
Yeah, these are good questions. Rocky.
Good shot. Yeah, okay. Describe your fighting style in one word.
Basic.
Okay, all right. Okay, I'm going to clear the screen for this one. Blink twice if you think you'll have a new boss in March.
A new boss?
He's not blinking. Okay.
Y'all know something I don't. I don't know that.
No, it's just referring to, you know, the whole slap incident, you know.
Oh man, no. Okay. He's not going.
All right, yeah. Okay. Safety. Who's the boss? You or your partner?
My partner.
Yeah, okay. That's a safe one. Who trains harder than you in the gym?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I think we all train pretty hard. I couldn't say who's the hardest worker.
No? Ooh, okay. So would you say yourself?
I wouldn't say myself.
Just say yourself. All right, we'll make that two in a row. Tabitha Ricci said the same as well and was like, yes, that's a good answer. All right. Football or basketball?
Football.
Okay, all right. Makachev or Volkanovski?
Don't know. Volkanovski.
All right, okay. Oh, okay. Favorite music genre?
Hip hop.
Okay. Who's your MMA idol?
It changes, man. It changes. I would say that's tough. I really don't have one.
Oh, okay, all right. Yourself again. There you go. Ching. Who's the fighter you'd hate to be stuck in a room with? Now that's a top one. I love these ones.
The fighter I would hate to be stuck in a room with.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't really know these guys.
All right.
So I mean, I guess it would just be based off of whatever we see on TV, you know. But I don't know any of them personally, so I couldn't really give an accurate answer to that. But I don't know. I have no idea.
All right.
No
okay.
idea.
All right.
Whoever talks the most. I don't. I mean, I guess whoever talks the most. I'm not sure.
I normally put that in there in hope that people say Sean Strickland, because normally I feel like that would be the most common one.
I can see why people would say that, but like I said, I don't really know Sean. You know, I mean,
yeah, that's fair. No. I know he can be a different, obviously, person in person as opposed to when on camera and things like that. So I get that. Mm-hmm. All right, okay, last one. Act out your favorite dance move. Let's bring it home.
My favorite dance move?
Yeah.
I don't dance much. I feel like I suck at this now. Now we know I suck at the quick questions, right? I mean, I don't. My favorite dance move. I don't have.
You don't have. You're not a dancer, no.
No. I mean, I dance with my wife, you know, but I don't really.
Okay.
I'll dance, but like it's just like in the moment, like you hear a song and you just start moving, right? So
you just start jiving. All right, okay. All right, okay. Right, well, let's wrap it up there because thanks. That's good. Top effort, to be honest, Giles. I think you've done pretty well there with the quickfire stuff. Hopefully the guys in the chat are pretty impressed with that. Quick one coming in from Josh says, you have 4 on some biggest cards in world, like the McGregor-Poirier and Ngannou versus Gane, Jones versus Reyes. What does fighting at your hometown compare to those giant pay-per-views? Woo!
That's a good question, but I would definitely like to be in my hometown more than anything. I don't care if Mike Tyson was the main event, right? Like or whoever, right? Like I would like to be in my hometown because those are where my people are going to be. You know, so the closer I am to home, the more of my people I get out there, and I get to do my thing in front of all my people, and then go out and celebrate afterwards.
Makes sense. Yes, that's yeah. I mean, this is it. Home's where the heart is at the end of the day, and you got to bring it home. And MMA normally is joining us at UFC San Diego. Can't wait to be there. So he's going to be hopefully there to cheer you on. Now, there you go. All right, top stuff, amazing stuff, Giles. I must thank you once again for joining us on this Q&A session. It's been much appreciated, man. Much love. And whilst we'll just wrap up this stream, if we could bear with your time for just 2 more minutes. We're just going to get some picks for the next upcoming UFC pay-per-view, so we can clip that up as content and use it later on when the pay-per-view comes together. Any last kind of requests, shout-outs before we wrap this up?
Man, just everybody that supports me, everybody that just had the questions, good questions, y'all. Those are some pretty good questions. So shout out to you guys. To you, man, I think this is dope. This is fun. A lot of guys don't, believe it or not, a lot of guys don't have like great interviews, right? They come asking like basic questions, and it almost feels like they're not really even that interested. So it's like, why are you even doing the interview? You know, so I think he did. This is a good interview, man.
This is why I'm doing it, man. I don't want to be like those other guys, you know. Here Against the Fence, this is a fan channel. We have it a little bit with an edge to it, and you know, we get a bit of a personal level. So yeah, no, I must thank you again for obviously taking your time out to do all this. Any sponsors or anything you want to give a quick shout out to?
Yeah, so I got a Modus Physical Therapy. They're a new therapy group. They're great. I'm working with them now, and they're getting my shoulder and everything right. Not that I have any real injuries or anything, but they're more of kind of helping me loosen up certain muscles and stuff, so I can bring more strength to the game. So shout out to them. My OnlyFans, I got OnlyFans.
Hey,
I'm not on there all naked and stuff, y'all. So don't think anything of that, right? Like, we're trying to change what people think about OnlyFans, you know. But yeah, also Punch Gunk, those guys, shout out to them. And again, everybody that supports me, all my teammates, all the War family, you know, my family here, my boys, my wife, everybody that supports me, and then of course God, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, love that, love that. All right, okay, guys, if you're watching this straight after, don't forget to firstly pop a like on the video and hit the subscribe button if you're new, but also go into the description because we've got Trevin Giles' Instagram handle and his Twitter handle, so go give him a follow, give him some support going into UFC San Antonio. Trevin, right, let's wrap this up for the guys. We'll see you this weekend for a watch along for Strickland versus Imavov. Make sure you got the notification bell rung to know when it's happening, when it's joining. We'll be joining for the main card for that, so do stay tuned. All right, peace out, guys. We'll see you on the next one.